with your host. Yeah. Alright, so I heard Nerdvana on the radio, in the car. Parents, I can't remember if I knew, but Scatterbrain, originally Ludacris. I saw the second album from Scatterbrain there. I think that's what I was originally going for, right? This is like the end of the 80s, y'all. So I grabbed that shit and then I see the Nirvana there. I'm like, oh, that's that shit from the radio I just heard. I have to have them both. Like my stepbrother, he's like, no, like, I don't got any money or whatever. And I was like, fuck, dude, do me a favor. I just got back from my homeland and I need some music to calm the jet lag, calm the nerves of the culture shock that I was experiencing. I need some fucking music and you're gonna give me some money. And so he relented. He's a nice guy after all. It's just like a selfish dick sometimes. But what can you do? That's what family is, a bunch of assholes. You just remember their flaws until they die and they're like, maybe they were cool somehow. Anyways, then soon enough, I saw a lineup around the corner of the Cameo Theater. I saw a lot of bands there. I saw the demise of metal and the rise of grunge right there in that one theater. So it was a lineup around the block, and it was for Pearl Jam. I didn't even know that they were in town. I was just driving by. But I didn't even really care for Pearl Jam that much. I was still very much listening to the metal, like Nirvana and metal, like whatever alternative that Jane's Addiction was coming out. I've seen. And soon enough, like we had, bands like Helmet, On Mother Earth in '93, 9 Nails, you name it. Limp Bizkit, Elastica. I was really into Elastica with that.
Recycle your empties and get a refund from the comfort
recycle
of your
beer
Bag
liquid.
up your containers and kick your recycling.
Flowing fine. Soon enough, Pantera was top of the food chain. It slowly and surely started fizzling out like an year and a half into their top fame. 2 years later, I saw them at the Ozfest. They were amazing live. I was too far to really remember it well. Sabbath came on and I was like honestly just bored after the fucking adrenaline jolt that Pantera was. If you don't like Pantera, fuck you, just don't understand anything. You don't understand life. And maybe you hate Pantera for other reasons, that you focus on like the macho attitude or, better than you, stronger than you, I'm gonna damage you in the pit attitude. Chunky, choppy, riffage. Ministry. Got really into Ministry, 9 Nails, all that shit, industrial music. I don't know, there should have been a lot more bands doing that kind of shit. In my opinion, anyway, that's why they got huge too, and just like 9 Nails, thanks to that fucking creepy ass video, like, that is the creepiest video, and there was an era for creepiness with Marilyn Manson and his ghoulish fiends. Rob Zombie came out of all that creep factor too. White Zombie first, right? Sex Artista, but 9 Nails was just like to be playing on popular radio. I mean, kids are listening to this shit. Fucking 4-year-olds and 6-year-olds and whatever. And on the radio, Daddy's blasting, I wanna fuck you like an animal. Limp Biz and rap. Also, they collaborated. I can't remember the rapper's name. They were in couple of movies too. He plays like a couple of songs live, at least a couple, with his bass and while touching the buttons, or just like, or I don't know, he probably programs everything and just pretends he's touch. He can do that. That's why I think that's why people mistrust it, because they can't get that live affirmation. You know, that it's like, oh, this is actually happening. All these people are actually in unison, and it sounds really amazing. And I would totally go down and see Square Pushers. Like it's just like seeing Buckethead on a different level, a parallel universe of, you know, music that's aided by computers which were made by man. So it's like it's all connected. It's just a tool. It's just how well versed you are with the technology involved to make something really unique happen. And that's when a lot of people just like, dropped out of the rock scene, metals. All the big bands start to suck, get stale and be repetitive. And it wasn't until like 2003 that Lamb of God kind of like brought the scene back a bit. And you know, bands like Slipknot, which unfortunately were very, very watered down versions of like Korn and Sepultura, 90's Sepultura. It's just like we lost something here. The internet brought down so much of those opportunities that of underground bands making it big. Like Nirvana was probably around like 3 years or something before the album. It's like there's probably a ton of Nirvanas out there, like in the cosmos, like in the cosmopolitan cosmos of the United States or England or wherever. It doesn't even have to be English-speaking countries. And so, the real fact of the matter is that it probably was an answer to Nirvana for 2000. There probably was an answer to, I don't know, Metallica and Megadeth for 2000. Lamb of God was kind of like an answer to an American Sepultura in my mind. It had things like Meshuggah, but you know there was no real big movements. Like you had these awful things in the 2000s, or I don't know if it was near 1999 or whatever. AFI and Chemical Romance. That stuff was awful. Like really just horrible, lazy pop punk laced with goth and eyeliner. I don't know, it's like this whole like Nightmare Before Christmas kind of vibe. Goth pop punk. The nerve of some people, man. I blame this on the pharmaceutical industry wreaking havoc. People were just like, I'm depressed. Music sucks. MTV sucks. 9/11, nothing in the horizon, so we're just gonna cut ourselves and try to get noticed and whine as loud as possible and cry for no reason. And you know, I don't know. These are the things that I can see clearly. Up until I'd say 96, 97-ish, like the rise of the internet, everything. It was like the Great Depression for actual music in the mainstream. After that, what did the corporations do? Grabbed anyone like Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, or whoever the fuck, Katy Perry. Now they're attractive. They are able to sing. We give them the songs, and we're gonna do a repetitive formula of songs every year, every season, or every cycle, so people get familiar with the same kind of vibe and style. But we'll have like a new artist every year, and that's what pop music on a faster chain, you know. But familiarity will keep people from straying away from thinking for themselves and going out there and finding something truly original, or be lucky enough to flip the radio dials and find a new song from a new rock band. That didn't happen because piracy put a halt to record labels being nurturers for new talent that could write their own songs, that were actually skilled and that were disciplined to a certain extent. But like then, from then on, it was the CEOs and the managers and producers of record labels. They were in charge of forming a pop icon. Like they were sitting down on the draft board and designing the next pop star and what kind of familiar, regurgitated hogwash we're going to force them to sing, and we're going to give them choreography that's also very familiar, but we'll try to inject some modern art from those pathetic art school students. It was pretty obvious to me. But of course, the powers that be have the money to do whatever the fuck they want. But what they're doing is maximizing profits. So the music business was no longer about human achievement and human spirituality, like transcendence, that it factor of something sounding so original, refreshing, and complex and beautiful. Now it's just all the music's been played. What we have to do is just follow the formulas and get our monies back. And that's why Tom G. Warrior sold out. Anyways, that's it for me.